One after another, luxury cars stopped in front of a high-class hotel in the city, and guests began to step out of them.
いやあ、大月教授。おお、これは前回のコンベンション以来ですな。
All of the guests gathered here were very rich and cultured. You could tell by the goat mask they were wearing. A single hobby tied all of them together. They were the witch hunters. Like-minded people who enjoyed exploring various interpretations of the Rokenjima mystery.
しかし本当でしょうか。後ろ宮エヴァの日記帳が実在したなんて。ええ、私も噂には聞いておりました。後ろ宮エヴァが死の直前に隠したとささやかれる秘密の日記。彼女は六軒島の真実をそれに密かに記していたと噂されます。まるで王様の耳はロバの耳ですな。人は自分しか知り得ない秘密を穴を掘ってでも口にせずにはいられない悲しい生き物なのです。何でも聞いた話ではドバイのコレクターが1000万ドルで買収を持ちかけてるとか。それはすごい。それだけロッキン島ミステリーが魅力的なことの証左ですな。
Conversations like this were breaking out passionately all over the place. Furthermore, it wasn't just guests who were allowed to enter. The press was also there in force. The Rokenjima mystery created such a large movement that, at one time, it became a social phenomenon. Though it had died down slightly in recent years, it was still a topic fiercely debated across the internet. It was hardly any surprise that a discovery and imminent release of Ushiramiya Eva's diary, which contained the truth of that mystery, had caused an uproar. And on top of all that, the mysterious forger, Itoi Kukuro, was to appear publicly for the first time. In fact, it seemed that they and Hachijo Toya, I'm trying to make sure I say that right this time, the up-and-coming mystery novelist, were the same person. Of course, it meant that Hachijo Toya would also be appearing in public for the first time. Though she was thought to be a male author, the fact that she was actually a mysterious woman author alone was enough to cause a stir. Before the dialing and veiling party, a press conference was held in one of the rooms of the hotel.
いかにも私が八条東也です。
先生は過去のサイン会においても影武者を立ててまで姿を現すことを拒まれてきたわけですが、それが今回こうして姿を現されたのはどういうご心境の変化からでしょ
う。六軒島の魔女伝説は無限の物語を生み出してきました。それが終焉することの意味を考えれば。
偽書作家としての先生はネット上で真実に至ったと公言されておりました。それはつまりもう先生は日記の中身をご覧になっているということなのですか。
そしてそれはもうじき皆さんにも公開されることとなるでしょう。
こう言ってはなんですが、日記の中に記された内容が真実であるとの保証はあるのでしょうか。
Get out of here, you negative Nancy.
個人の私的記録に過ぎないといううがった見方もあるようですが。
いいえ、私が保証します。日記には真実が記されています。
And everyone agreed. Ooh. A stir passed through the crowd, and the room was suddenly filled with camera flashes.
これにて八条先生の会見を終了いたします。報道各社の皆さん、本日は誠にありがとうございます。引き続きまして後宮エヴァ氏の日記の撮影時間に移りたいと思います。
A hotel worker pushed a cart covered by a veil. Then after looking to Hachijo for approval, he removed the veil, There lay Shiramiya Eva's diary. The Book of the Single Truth sat there, waiting for its seal to be released. Hachijo held it to her chest and laughed enigmatically. Camera flashes came from everywhere, making the Book of the Single Truth glint.
以上で会見を終了させていただきます。それでは皆様、会場の方へ移動をお願いいたします。
Still holding the diary, Hachijo left the press conference room, escorted by men from the hotel, until she went through a door that said, "Authorized people only." The journalists continued to surround her and ask questions, hoping to gather just one more comment. When the door slammed shut, the world twisted. The hotel employees became black cats wearing capes. Hachijo had turned into Featherine.
すごい熱気じゃない。楽しめた？疲れる。だが悪くない。それにしてもこの日記は重いな。
Featherine tossed the diary, and Bernkastel caught it.
私は少し控室で休ませてもらおう。出番なんてすぐよ。休んでる暇なんてないでしょ。では休むと言わず、久しぶりの興奮をかみしめる時間が欲しいと言い直そう。この本借りるわよ。エンジに一番に見せる約束をしている。そうか。ならば好きにするがよい。
Featherine left, followed by her cat attendants. After watching her until she was out of sight, Bernkastel disappeared as well. Like Erica's room, Bernkastel's was a balcony without a handrail, dug out of a bookshelf cliff. Ange had been kept waiting for some time, but she had waited patiently, looking down at the world below her.
遅くなったわね。ごめんなさい。
After Bernkastel appeared, the black cats gave a bow and vanished.
ほら、持ってきたわよ。一なる真実の書。触れてもいい？お好きになさい。
Bernkastel set it on the table and beckoned Ange forward. Slowly, Ange approached it.
これがエヴァおばさんの日記。そうよ。その中にあんたが知りたかった一なる真実が記されているわ。鍵は持ってるわよね。ええ、ここに。
Ange took the key out, looked at it there on her palm, then gripped it tightly. Even that heavy lock that held the diary so securely was fated to be swept aside easily as soon as Ange readied herself.
せかさないわ。あなたの心の準備がついてから開けるといい。この中には1986年10月4日と5日に何が起こったか記されているのよね。そうよ。あなたが命と引き換えにしてでも知りたいと願ったすべてがね。
In that instant, two Anges appeared inside of her, taking control of her body at the same time. On the one hand, she knew that she had already paid a great price to learn the truth. This part of her gripped the key, wanting to prevent the moment of hesitation that might lead her to refuse to learn the truth now. At the final moment, with the Book of the Single Truth right before her. On the other hand, A feeling that she was betraying the brother and family that watched over her warmly made her bite her lower lip. However, though she shook, she could do nothing but watch as her right hand slowly brought the key towards the lock. Said I wasn't gonna hurry you, but you're going awfully slow. What am I hesitating for? Inside this diary, there's the final destination of my sad, painful 12-year-long journey. Was 12 years not enough of that? Do I want to keep living that way? That brother is an illusion created by my heart. My naive hope that a miracle might still occur. If I put my two options on a scale, then the path I should choose is clear. Slowly, I pushed the key into the lock and twisted. The lock opened with a click, and at the same time, it felt as though a crack ran through the key in my hands. Maybe a part of that intricate design had fallen off. I couldn't tell where it was broken just by glancing at it. However, for some reason, its golden glint seemed dulled somehow.
あんたがその鍵で選択をしたから魔法が一つ消えたの。何の魔法？バトラが言わなかった。その鍵はあなた以外の誰にも渡すことはできない。そのあなたに選択を委ねるという魔法が今その役目を終えて消えたのよ。もうその鍵はただの鍵。この日記を開け閉めするだけのただの鍵。
そう。じゃあこのお兄ちゃんの鍵ももう用済みね。
もらってもいい？あんたが読んだ後にもう一度施錠するの。その錠前を開けるのはパーティーの立派なセレモニーだそうだけど。
そう。好きにすればいいわ。
There's something oddly sinister about that. I don't care what happens after I find the truth. Berncastel slid the key from where it lay on the table and put it into her pocket. There's something going on with that key still. That's going to end up being rather sinister.
真実を知ろうとするあなたの勇気が消えてしまう前にね。
I lifted up Eva Obasan's now unlocked diary. The lock was open. Even the hinge had been released by now. Nothing stands in the way of me opening to the pages within. I thought of taking a deep breath. However, I decided against it. I prepared myself for this long ago. So stupid to feel my reluctance further. The words, they hurt. Everyone is painful. I opened it. Violently, ruthlessly. I knew that this was the right way to open to the pages that held the truth. As soon as the cover was open, a brilliant light poured out, and my mind went hazy. The truth was sent to my mind directly, without letters or words. Tell me, what happened on that day, on Rokenjima? There were boats, paintings, and sky, relatives and keys and light bulbs, gold, Shannon, walls, blood. And then a pure white explosion. My consciousness returned gradually. Nothing was written in the open book before me. Of course, this was my own blank and empty notebook. I was at school, just sitting idly with my notebook open. The world had stopped. The hands on the clock had stopped too. In that case, the auditorium should have been filled with silence. However, I could hear a small commotion. In this world of suspended time, I could see dark shapes sneaking about in the shadows of the unmoving students. They were students with goat heads. It's a new fashion trend. They were sneaking glances at me from behind the frozen students, whispering something to each other. I know. I can hear them. Everyone knows. One after another, students with goat heads grew out of the shadows all over the room. They slipped around all of the students stopped in time and gathered around me. Then they all jeered out something in unison, and, possibly aware that I could hear, showered me with giggles and gossip and sneers. However, nothing that came from the goats' mouths reached my ears as words. This was a world without letters or words, so no words reached me. However, their emotions and meanings did reach me, so I knew what it was they were saying. And then, when I was able to visualize it, this happened. They ate me one after another. The goats opened their massive jaws, showing their fangs that dripped with saliva, came forward to bite me. Time was stopped for me. I was aware, but I could not move. Literally, that wasn't true. However, I was pretending that I couldn't hear, so I couldn't move. The goats bit me all over my body, leaving their fang marks, licking me. Maybe they didn't like the taste of my clothes. Taking advantage of the fact that I couldn't move, they chewed through my clothes one by one. Over and over again. The goats stuck their tongues, their jaws, their fangs into my naked body. I was covered with drool and bitten all over. Bright red teeth marks were left behind. His sharp fangs pierced my skin, leaving trails of blood. They licked up that blood like real goats, hurting and humiliating me. Is this a thing that real goats normally do, just eat people? As I hung my head, one of the goats pulled on my hair, forcing me to look up and spoke. It wasn't with a direct concept, but with words I could hear. However, they weren't words of the human world. They were a witch's words. The red truth, which signifies absolute truth. Oh no! Ah, my ears! They burn! Is it super lame? Someone tripped over the clock when they found the gold and the island blew up? And Eva got protected by, like, the wall of gold or something? One at a time, girls. Please. Who cares about the truth? So stupid, so pointless. I'm the one who gets to decide if that's the truth or not, right? Even if it's red truth, I won't acknowledge it, won't forgive it, I definitely won't accept it.
Ange, 落ち着いて。知りたいと願ったの。
You're upsetting the goat people again.
私の真実はエヴァおばさんが犯人。エヴァおばさんがみんなを殺したのよ。 悪いのは全部エヴァおばさん。お父さんもお母さんもお兄ちゃんもみんなただの犠牲者。
Got a slight feeling that maybe, just maybe, that one culprit theory of her parents and Battler being the real ones might be true? I don't know.
誰も悪くない。誰も悪くない。だってそうじゃない。だってそうじゃない。
I do particularly like that truth. That's a good one. Nice and sinister. Your aunt will always be on your side, Angie. Yes, let the madness overtake you.
言葉の意味。そうよ、エヴァおばさん、あんたが犯人よ。あんたが犯人。それを認めない世界の方がおかしいのよ。壊れてるのよ。正しいのは私。私は赤き真実を、世界のすべてを否定する。
そう。じゃああんただけに記せる赤き真実を記してごらんなさい。でも人間はどうやって赤き真実を記すの？
あるわよ。人間にしか記せない真っ赤なインクがあるじゃない。
エンジェさん、落ち着いてください。
正しいのは私、間違ってるのが世界。私が記してあげる。本当の赤き真実で私が真実を記してあげる。
20屋上支援大至急。
Is she jumping? Yeah, she's jumping off. Okay.
待ちなさい。早まるな。危ない。
グッバイ、エンジェ。Have a nice day.
The
記
nicest
し
of
てあげ
days.
る。これが私の記す真っ赤な真実。
I don't know what you're hoping to prove here, Angie.
お前たちの世界の真実など私は受け入れるものか。
Angie's body went past the edge of the balcony. The air, which she had once been able to swim through, was now completely merciless for some reason. Angie's body plunged straight into the darkness below. Berncastel just watched the scene play out in silence. Behind her, men in black suits rushed up to the fence, clutching it and screaming.
20
We're gonna need some backup over here.
エンジェさんが飛び降りた。ダメだ、ここからは姿が見えない。
That's because she's on the ground.
大至急地上を調べろ。無理だ、どうしようもなかった。ひょっとするとあそこの防護ネットに引っかかったかもしれん。調べてみよう。
What fools? If you jumped straight down from this height, do you really think such a flimsy safety net would possibly save you?
そんな奇跡絶対に起こらないことをこの奇跡の魔女ベルンカステルが保証してあげるわ。
Proud of yourself, Angie? You went through all that work. Angie's body fell from the skyscraper-like bookshelf and slammed against the floor of the City of Books. Looking down from Berncastel's balcony, which was as high as the skyscraper's roof, could it have looked like a lovely red pressed flower? It couldn't have looked like anything. Just how the death of a single lonely girl who rejected the world didn't matter to anyone in the world. She probably died instantly. It was only natural. She had fallen straight down from this height after all. Is it even conceivable that she wouldn't die instantly after something like that? The index finger on the right hand of her corpse stuck out, as though it was tracing something. Could it be that by some impossible miracle, she really had escaped an instant death. And could the red blood that had drained from her on the moment of her death have been the ink that drew her own personal red truth? However, no one would be able to tell what she had written. After all, the red blood pouring from her corpse had run over it all.
それさえもあんたの選択よ、エンジ。
Eva was looking down at the beautiful flower of blood radiating from Angie's corpse.
私はあんたを生かそうとした。でもあんたは6歳より先の未来を生きようとしなかった。だからあんたは12年をかけてやっと元の場所に戻ってきた。
The eyes on Angie's corpse were closed. However, there was no way of knowing if this was a peaceful thing. Eventually, the corpse began to melt away. At the end, it had become a messy lump of flesh, with only a few parts recognizable as human. It was hardly surprising. How else would she look after falling from that height and slamming against the asphalt?
あんたは死ねたわ。でもね、それで天国のみんなに迎えてもらえるかは別だわ。だってあんたはその天国のみんなを拒絶してここへ来たんじゃない。See you hell。いいえ、多分それはここだったわね。さようなら。 あらエヴァ、ちょうどいいところへ。お呼びでしょうか、我が主。そのひき肉のゴミを捨てておいてちょうだい。私はこれを戻してくるわ。
In Bernkastel's hand was the key, which had lost its magic when Angie had made her decision, and the book of the single truth, which had been locked up again.
かしこまりました、我が主。
After looking down one more time, Bernkastel vanished. Once she had gone, Eva summoned some cat familiars and ordered them to clean up. The black cats gathered Angie's flesh and scattered limbs and threw them into a tin bucket. Even in this miserable form, Angie Stoll was still living. Perhaps living is a poor description. She was unable to die. From now on, forever, she would drift along in the deepest depths of oblivion, covered by the dust of oblivion until she finally disappeared. She continued to question herself. What did the truth mean to her? What was right, and where was the place she could call home? As her flesh began to cool, even the energy to ask these questions began to fade. Eventually, she would forget her everyday memories, and even the reason why she was suffering. However, there was one thing she would never forget. That was the anguish. From this point forth, she would suffer endlessly without even knowing why. By the time the cats finished flinging her corpse into the bucket and dumping it into the sea of nothingness, Angie had forgotten even her own name. There's your sad ending. We'll stop there. That's a decent enough spot. We all knew Angie would die. I didn't exactly expect her to take the truth that badly. But I'm guessing there's a couple things that the truth could be here. It could be that it's something similar to what Battler said, though I feel like that's not the case because Battler is acknowledging what he showed Angie as an illusion. But it's the idea that it's nobody's fault and that it was like an accident or something like that. You know, something like that. Which she doesn't want to accept. You know, she says, oh, I want to accept the Eva culprit. There's another idea which would explain why she gets so angry, which is if the Battler and, you know, his parents' idea, if they murdered everyone, that would explain why she was so upset. For one. Or it could be a number of other theories that she just, for some reason or another, doesn't want to accept. It's interesting. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time for some more Umineko. Bye!